Hey everybody, this is our weekly video commentary. Here's the deal, and it's an honor to be able to communicate with you. I really call your attention to the article that is on Charisma News this week and to the podcast. There's 4 15-minute ones that you can watch right away, or you can just do them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But the theme this week is something in line with what's going on with this coronavirus. It's a pandemic, it's serious. This is a very historic, unprecedented time. And so I've got something that has really helped lots of people, and I want to help you. You know what it is? It's 3 reasons why I can't vote for Democrat candidates. I'm not being unnecessarily provocative, but in conscience, I can't. And I want to give you a biblically informed perspective, view, worldview, so that you can, like the Berean Christians in the book of Acts, what did they do? They examined these things to see if they were so. Now you might say, Larry, I don't understand. What are you doing with this shirt? Joe Oden for president. Let me tell you what this is. Joe Oden is an evangelist. He's a dear friend of mine. He was part of the Brownsville revival. He's with the Assemblies of God, and he's one of their premier leaders, and I mean that in evangelism. And he's a dear friend. But you might say, wait, if he was running for president like this, should I vote for him? How do I know who to vote for? I mean, is it just a matter of a guy's cool, or he's got, a good speaking ability, or what is it? Well, years ago, I did a book called Here's the Deal. Here's the Deal. And what I did is a section of this book dealt with what about faith and politics. Now, there's a lot of people that say you don't get into politics. But you know what? I had a section in here where I said, follow the cheap acrostic, CHEAP. When you look at a candidate, somebody running for president, for a school board, whatever it is, there's criteria. And those criteria, it's easy to remember. C should be this. You look at the character of the individual. It's not enough that they're cool or whatever it is. What's their character? Are they people of integrity? H is this. You know what that means? You look at something of, I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to come back to it, because I want to say E is experience. You got to have people that have experience. And then A, you look at what have they achieved. And then P is what's their positions? What do they stand for? And candidates running for office, they will align themselves with the party platform. And H, CH, you know what that is? History. What's the history of this individual? You want to be able to look and determine the history of a person and see their fruit over time. And this book was helpful. I'm not pushing a book. I'm just trying to educate you and get you on track. Now, if Joe Oden was running for president, you would say, I need to know these things. Yes, you do. And you know what? Throughout history, there's individuals that they were pastors, leaders. How about Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.? He spoke up in the political realm. I've been to Selma, Alabama. This is a t-shirt from there. But because Martin Luther King Jr. as a pastor was involved in the political realm, we saw change in our culture. And there's individuals throughout history that have done the same thing. And so you and I now need to step back and say, well, wait, you're saying there's cautions on the Democrat Party? Well, it doesn't matter so much if you're saying independent, moderate, Republican. What do they stand for? And you need to be discerning. Now, I want to submit to you in this article and in the podcast that there are three areas that you need to consider. And these are why I, right now in conscience, I can't pull the lever, as they say, for a candidate in the Democrat Party. Do you know what they are? Well, here, I'm going to lay them out. Number one, we're going to look at congressional conformity. Congressional conformity. In the Democrat Party, there is a pressure to be uniform and agree with the platform. One of the candidates that was running for president said, if you're pro-life, you're not welcome in the Democrat Party. Whoa! 61 million babies have been exterminated, slaughtered in the womb under the name of, reproductive health care and women's health. Folks, Alveda King, Dr. Alveda King, the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., gave me this little unborn baby. This is a plastic little thing. I love it. But this is a little baby, just a number of weeks. And when you have candidates in the Democrat Party, this is just what they're saying. Because some people say, well, don't get involved in politics. Folks, this is what the Bible tells us in Proverbs. Speak up for those that are perishing, and speak up for those being led to the slaughter. 61 million babies. You say the Holocaust, 6 million were killed. That's 10 times that. And if a candidate says, I stand for abortion, on demand, right up until any moment, anywhere. And then you have candidates that are saying infanticide. If a baby's born, make the baby comfortable. If they survive the botched abortion, and then we decide if the child is going to live. Folks, that's the first and primary reason. You read the article, you'll see there's other points in there in terms of the LGBTQ agenda, propagandizing, alignment, preach it in the schools, and other things. Now, the second point, and you'll hear it in an amplified way, is this: congressional corruption. Corruption. Now you say, what do you mean by that? Well, recently in this pandemic, there has been a bill that's been put forth to provide relief for hospitals, the American workers, those that are struggling. But you have a major leader in the Democrat Party that is trying to be real careful. And you know what this person was trying to do? I don't know if you see this here, but this is pork. Pork. Now, sometimes people say, well, you know, when a bill is put forth, you know, you stick in some pork in there. In other words, some things that don't really fit in the bill. But you know what? It was corruption. And I thank God for Jay Sekulow and his legal team that were catching this, seeing, put in, $1 billion for Obama phones that people can get. And we'll take care of that. Let's give 25, 30 million to the Kennedy Center for entertainment. Let's get rid of student debt. You see all these things. It's called pork, but it's stuck in there. Folks, this is not what that bill was all about. And I say this is Exhibit A when I talk about congressional corruption. Now listen, the third point is this, and that's congressional careers. Do you know the Founding Fathers had ideals, and they wanted to see individuals represent in the Republic the population of their state, of their colonies, and that was the thing. And then go back. But don't lose touch with the people that you're supposed to serve. You're a public servant. But today we have individuals, they're career politicians. Oh, making millions. Nancy Pelosi, I cite her, Roman Catholic, pro-abortion, rabid, Planned Parenthood money, let's get it in that bill. Folks, this it's evil, it's wicked, it's not godly. And I tell you this, you look at how much she's worth, $238 million. Look at how long she's in office. Look at other ones. She succeeded. The guy that was the speaker prior to that from the Senate, he had $1 million condo in the Ritz-Carlton in downtown D.C. You say, wait, that's losing touch. There's others. Look at the money. Joe Biden, Dianne Feinstein, what, $94 million their net worth? Something is amiss. And so what I'm saying to you today is this. Listen, we got to be careful. We can't be deceived. We can't be lured by entitlements and things that are seducing us. I'll tell you this, when I was a kid, I used to love the Big Boy restaurant. And I'd drive by there and I'd see that hamburger and think, I got to go in there, I got to get it. And it was like a seduction. Pull me in, pull me in. It was good advertising. But today there are many politicians that will do that. And you need to be careful. You're not lured in or seduced or tricked or just say, well, I like this guy or he's Democrat or she's that. Be discerning. This is an hour which God is calling us right now. I end with this. This is a dress rehearsal. That's what we're going through today in the midst of this pandemic. There's a lot of challenging days ahead. And I played in the band for years. And when you had your dress rehearsal, if you didn't get it right, you had to do it again. We don't want to go through something like this again. We want to say, God, we're going to repent, be cleansed, and do what you call us to do. But I'm challenging you. You take a stand for righteousness. And here's the deal. The deal is we're being discerning today, and we're not going to be seduced or tricked or go down wrong paths with candidates. So take your stand for righteousness. You examine. I encourage you. Go at the end, you'll see a graphic. Here's the deal. It's red. It stands out. And it's on the Charisma Podcast Network. Listen to the 4 podcasts. They'll help you. They'll inspire you. And then stay with us as we continue going forward in these coming days. These are challenging times, but we're called to be salt and light and to shine.